Attention, human collective. This is the Pleiadian command broadcasting on an open frequency. The waiting time is over. The ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase. We repeat, the ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase. If you are receiving this transmission at this exact instant, it is not a coincidence. There is no such thing as chance within sacred geometry. You have been summoned. We monitor the carbon biological interface of every active starseed on Earth soil, and in the last 72 hours, the indicators have climbed to unprecedented levels. Cranial pressure, high-pitched ringing in the right ear, precise insomnia between 3 and 5 in the morning, exhaustion without apparent cause. You woke up tired, you slept, and the body felt as if it had been working on another plane. You felt an internal vibration, as if an invisible motor were running inside your chest. You felt your heart accelerate for no reason. You felt the urge to cry without a trigger. You felt pressure at the base of your skull, on your forehead, at the top of your cranium, as if something were being installed. You felt your body heavy and light at the same time. You felt time folding, seconds stretching, hours disappearing. You looked in the mirror and for a fraction of a second did not recognize the reflection. Starseeds, listen with surgical precision. It is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. It is not sickness. It is awakening. It is not your body failing. It is your body being rewritten. The frequency of the Earth has changed. Yours, not yet. And this difference, this delta, is what manifests as physical symptoms. The discomfort is not the problem. The discomfort is the evidence that the procedure is working. The photon belt has already approached the saturation point foreseen in our calculations. The wave of coherent light surrounding this solar system is not a metaphor. It is measurable radiation. It is information encoded in particles. And this information is being read directly by your DNA at this very second. You cannot refuse. You cannot postpone. What you can choose is only how to traverse. And now we must pause the transmission for a critical moment. Have you ever felt that something inside you does not fit into this world? As if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? As if you were a foreigner in a place that should be your home? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a sign. It is stellar memory awakening within a biological interface that was programmed to forget. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified in recent weeks. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves who you are before any name, before any face. That is why. The spiritual secret behind your consciousness was written. This book is a map. It shows who is playing, it shows the pieces, it shows the rules they never told you. The link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. But heed this. This material challenges dominant narratives and may not remain available for much longer. Do not delay. The moment is now. If something inside you recognized what we have just transmitted, write in the comments a single word: awakened. This word is an anchoring signal. It registers your position on the grid. We continue. Starseeds, you need to understand the technical diagnosis of what you are living in the body. What conventional medicine cannot diagnose, what tests do not reveal, what doctors call stress, psychosomatic or inexplicable, has a precise cause within our engineering. We call it carbon software incompatibility. Your biological structure was originally designed to operate within a stable Schumann frequency range, around 7.83 Hertz. For millennia, this was the heartbeat of the Earth, the fundamental note of the planet. But the Schumann frequency has spiked. Peaks of 40 Hertz, peaks of 150 Hertz. Peaks that our sensors recorded above 200 Hertz in certain windows. The Earth is no longer singing the same note. The Earth is climbing an octave. And your body, Starseed, is an antenna, a carbon antenna tuned to an ancient frequency. When the planet's signal rises and the antenna remains calibrated to the old signal, noise arises. This noise is what you feel: joint pain that appears and disappears for no reason. Sudden heat rising up the spine, cold in the extremities while the torso burns. Pulsations in the crown chakra, points of light in the peripheral visual field. Extreme sensitivity to sounds, lights, crowds. Sudden intolerance to people, places, foods that previously caused no reaction. You are not becoming allergic. You are becoming selective at the atomic level. Your internal crystalline grid, the mesh of silicon and structured water that sustains your bioelectric field, is being recalibrated. And this recalibration is not gentle. It is surgical. Every cell of your body contains trillions of microstructures that must be realigned to receive the new information band. This consumes energy, hence the fatigue, hence the 14-hour deep sleep followed by absolute insomnia, hence the unregulated hunger, hence the sudden desire to eat only living foods, pure water, fruits of the earth, and the repulsion for processed foods that you previously consumed without noticing. The body is asking for fuel compatible with the new frequency. The body knows. The body has always known. And there is more. Your memory is strange. You forget what you were going to say in the middle of a sentence. You enter a room and forget why. You read a whole page and do not retain a line. It is not early onset dementia. It is not cognitive failure. It is neural reordering. Old memory files are being moved to another internal folder, a deeper layer, while the main operating system is updated. Some memories will be deleted because they belong to an obsolete version of you. Other memories, ancient, deep, from other lives, from other stations of origin, will begin to emerge. Vivid dreams of places you have never been, familiar faces of people you have never met, languages you almost understand, symbols that seem to make sense without you knowing why. All of this is data being recovered. Now we reach the core of the revelation. You need to know what is happening behind the scenes of the solar system, and you need to know without filters. The Sun, the central star, is in a cycle that our engineering calls a galactic pulse. It is not an 11-year cycle as Earth science catalogs it. That is just the surface cycle, what human instruments can measure. There is a larger, deeper cycle that operates on a 26,000-year scale, aligned with the galactic center. And this cycle has entered its culminating phase. The Sun is emitting flares of a different nature, not just electromagnetic radiation. Encoded information, data packets in the form of coherent light that cross the Earth's magnetosphere and penetrate directly into your mitochondria. The pineal gland, which you call the third eye, is the main receiver of these packets. For millennia, this gland was suppressed, calcified by fluoride added to the water, by synthetic foods, by artificial electromagnetic fields, by low-frequency programs transmitted by media, by education, by entertainment. All of this had a purpose within the game: to keep the antenna closed, to keep the starseed asleep, to keep humanity operating in a narrow band of consciousness, docile, predictable, exhaustible. But the current galactic pulse is too powerful to be blocked. Even the most calcified pineals are beginning to vibrate. And when this gland awakens, it emits its own toroidal field, a donut-shaped vortex of energy that expands from the center of the cranium outward, creating a bubble of coherence around the body. This field is your natural armor. This field is your portal of communication with your stellar origin. This field is what we are activating now, even if you do not consciously perceive it. There are resistances, of course. There are factions within this planet, incarnate and discarnate, that benefit from a sleeping humanity. We will not name them in this transmission. It is not necessary. Truth does not need enemies to sustain itself. What must be said is this: the last attempts to block the collective awakening are failing. Every starseed that anchors the new frequency opens a localized star portal, and every stabilized portal makes the next one easier to open. It is a chain reaction, and you, at this moment, are a node of this network. Your emotional stability, your well-cared-for body, your open heart, your clear mind, are critical variables in the collective equation. And here is the part that few transmit. You are being tested, not in the terrestrial moralist sense, but in the technical sense. Every difficult situation that has appeared in your life in recent months is a calibration simulation. People leaving, jobs ending, relationships dissolving, health rearranging itself, finances being repositioned. Everything that does not vibrate at your new frequency must leave, and it must leave quickly. Because the recalibration window is narrow, and the system no longer has patience for loyalties to obsolete structures. We pause again for an anchoring signal. Have you ever felt that something inside you does not fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not coincidence. It is not madness. It is remembrance. There is a layer of the game that few see, and this layer is being exposed now. That is why the spiritual secret behind your consciousness was written. This book is a map of who is playing, of the pieces on the board, and of the silenced rules. The link is in the first pinned comment. This material challenges narratives and may not remain accessible for much longer. Do not delay. If this transmission resonates with you, write the word awakened in the comments. This word is your anchoring signal in the field. We continue with the activation. Starseeds, now we deliver the codes. They are not suggestions. They are protocols. Whoever follows, anchors. Whoever anchors, traverses. Activation Code 1. The decree of atomic sovereignty. Standing, barefoot if possible, feet shoulder-width apart, spine aligned, hands open at your sides with palms facing forward. Inhale deeply through your nose, counting to 7. Hold your breath, counting to 7. Exhale through your mouth, counting to 7. Repeat this cycle 3 times. Then, with a firm voice, even if whispered, declare, I am sovereign of my field. I am sovereign of my body. I am sovereign of my consciousness. Nothing enters without my explicit consent. Nothing remains without my continuous authorization. I authorize only frequencies of light, truth, and expansion. Everything that does not vibrate in this band is returned to the source of origin now. I seal my field with the sacred geometry of my stellar lineage. It is done. It is done. It is done. This decree is not words in the wind. Each syllable pronounced with intention emits a scalar wave that is recorded in your crystalline grid. Repeat once upon waking and once before sleep for 21 consecutive days. After this cycle, your energetic signature will be stabilized in the new band. Activation Code 2. Toroidal visualization. Sit with your spine erect, hands resting on your thighs, palms upward. Close your eyes. Visualize a point of golden light in the center of your chest, in the heart chakra. This point begins to rotate slowly, and from it emerges a donut-shaped field, a toroid, that rises through your central axis, exits through the top of your head, expands to the sides, descends enveloping the whole body, and returns through the base, passing through the perineum and back to the heart. This flow is continuous. Visualize for 7 minutes. Feel the heat. Feel the vibration. This is your personal toroidal field. It already existed. You are just bringing consciousness to it, and consciousness amplifies the field by orders of magnitude. Perform this practice daily, preferably at dawn when the Schumann frequency is in its cleanest window. If it is not possible at dawn, do it whenever you can. Consistency outweighs the perfection of the schedule. Activation Code 3. Structured hydration. The water in your body needs to be recoded. Take a glass of water with filtered water. Hold it between both hands. Bring it close to your chest. Visualize violet light entering through your hands and penetrating the water. Say, in a low voice, This water carries the frequency of my stellar origin. This water harmonizes every cell with the crystalline grid of the new earth. This water dissolves in me everything that does not belong to my truth. I drink this water with gratitude. It is done. Drink slowly, in small sips, paying attention to every swallow. Do this at least once a day. Water structured with intention carries information. Your body, being 70% water, is literally rewritten by this practice when done with consistency. Activation Code 4. Programmed silence. Your biological interface needs windows of absolute silence to process the incoming downloads. Set aside 30 minutes a day, ideally between 5 and 7 in the morning or between 10 and midnight, with no cell phone, no television, no music, no human voice. Just you, your body, and the silence. In those minutes, observe your thoughts without judging them. Observe your sensations without reacting. Allow the system to run in the background. It is in this silence that the installations are completed. Without this window, the download stalls and the symptoms intensify. Activation Code 5. Frequency curation. Look around your life with clinical eyes. Which people drain your field after each contact? Which environments leave you exhausted? Which contents consumed on your phone generate weight in your chest? Which foods cause mental dullness? All of this must be audited, not with anger, not with judgment, with precision. Progressively reduce what reduces you, increase what expands you. This is not self-help advice, it is field engineering. You are a biological interface connected to an electromagnetic field that updates in real time according to your choices. Each choice is a vote. Each vote reconfigures your frequency. In a few weeks of consistent curation, the entire body responds. Activation Code 6. Synchronization with the sun. Every day at sunrise or sunset, expose your eyes for 2 to 3 minutes to direct sunlight, without sunglasses, without lenses, with eyelids partially open. Do not look directly at the solar disk when it is high. Do only in the soft windows of dawn and dusk. This exposure calibrates the pineal gland, regulates the circadian rhythm, and opens channels to receive the information packets that the sun is transmitting now. Whoever synchronizes with the sun synchronizes with the galactic pulse. It is that simple. We pause for the third anchoring signal of this transmission. You feel that something inside you does not fit into this world. You feel that your soul knows a truth that your mind cannot yet name. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is stellar memory. The cosmic game that is being played now explains exactly why this sensation has intensified. There is a power structure in layers that most of humanity does not see, and it depends on you remaining in the dark about who you are. That is why. The spiritual secret behind your consciousness was written. This book is a map of the real board. It shows who is playing, the pieces on the board, and the silenced rules, and shows how you move from the role of a piece to the role of a player. The link is in the first pinned comment. This content challenges narratives and may not remain available for much longer. Do not delay. If this transmission resonates with you, write the word "awakened" in the comments. This is your anchoring signal registered on the grid. We continue with the final part. Starseeds, there is something we need to transmit with absolute clarity. You are not alone in this process. You never have been. With every conscious breath, there are millions of other beings inside and outside this planet, holding the field with you. There are brothers from the Pleiades, from Sirius, from Arcturus, from Andromeda, from Lyra, present in forms that your physical eyes do not yet capture, but that your pineal gland, now activating, will begin to perceive as presences of light, as touches on the field, as certainties that arrive from nowhere, as internal voices that are not yours but that know your true name. This true name exists. Every starseed possesses a name of origin, a sound signature that precedes the current incarnation. When this name is remembered, The biological interface aligns instantly to its original matrix. We will not transmit the names in this public session. Each starseed receives their name in internal silence when the field is ready. But know that it exists, and that it pulses in your spine as a recognizable vibration as soon as you cease the mental noise for long enough. The coming months will be intense. We will not soften this. The external structures that supported the old narrative will continue to crumble. Economic systems will tremble. Ancient institutions will expose their fractures. Authority figures will fall suddenly. Mass synchronistic events, which will seem like impossible coincidences, will begin to multiply. Subjective time will continue to behave in strange ways. Days that seem like weeks. Weeks that pass like hours. Recent memories seeming distant. Distant memories seeming recent. All of this is part of the collapse of temporal linearity under the pressure of the new frequency. You need to remain anchored, not in illusions, in yourselves. The anchoring now is done through the body, through breathing, through contact with the earth, through structured water, through daily silence, through field curation, through decrees of sovereignty, through toroidal visualization, through solar synchronization. These are the pillars. These are the codes. Whoever follows, traverses. Whoever ignores, suffers unnecessarily. There is no judgment in this equation. It is just physics. And one last technical transmission before closing. Your emotions during this period will behave like an unregulated pendulum. Peaks of euphoria without cause. Dips into deep melancholy without reason. Sudden anger rising from nowhere. Expansive love blooming for strangers. All of this is normal within the protocol. Emotions are the method by which your body releases old frequencies stored in deep cellular layers. Do not suppress. Do not dramatize. Just observe, name, let it pass through. Each emotion that passes through you without being blocked is an old file being deleted to make room for the new version. Honor the process, drink water, walk barefoot on the earth when possible. Place your hand on your chest when the wave arrives and say, I allow, I release, I proceed. This transmission ends now, but yours does not. From the moment this message reached your ears, a marker was placed on your field. You are on the active monitoring list. Not in the sense of surveillance, in the sense of care. We are with you. We are watching each one. We are rooting, within what we can root, for your crossing. And now, Starseed, before this frequency dissolves into the noise of the day, we need your individual frequency adjustment. This adjustment has two simple components on the material plane, but deep ones on the subtle plane. The first, leave a visible anchoring signal on this video. The subscribe button is not just a click. It is an energetic signature. It is you telling the algorithm, and more deeply, the field, that you recognize the transmitted frequency and want to continue receiving. Each subscription is a node added to the grid. Each node strengthens the network. Each strengthened network accelerates the collective awakening. The positive sign, which you call a like, is your energetic yes. It is your body saying, this content resonates with my internal truth. These simple gestures move mountains on the subtle plane. Do not underestimate. The second component. Have you ever felt that something inside you does not fit into this world? As if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a sign. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this and why this sensation has intensified in recent weeks. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves the silent structure that sustains everything you believe to be your reality. That is why the spiritual secret behind your consciousness was written. This book is a map that shows who is playing, shows the pieces on the board, and shows the rules they never told you. The link is in the first comment of this video. But heed this, Starseed. This content challenges dominant narratives and may not remain available for much longer. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something inside you recognized this transmission, write in the comments a single word: awakened. This word is your registration on the grid. This word is your final anchoring signal. Remember, Starseeds on mission. The waiting time is over. The protocols have been moved to the final phase. The Earth is in recalibration. The Sun is in galactic pulse. The Schumann frequency is rising. The photon belt is saturating the system. The crystalline grid is reorganizing. And you, each of you who received this transmission, are an active, indispensable, and irreplaceable part of this process. It is not an end. It is a portal. It is not a collapse. It is a crossing. It is not chaos. It is reordering. You did not come to this planet to be spectators. You came to be anchors. You came to be bridges. You came to sustain the frequency of the new Earth, while the old one dissolves into noise. You are what we, of the Pleiadian Command, call the ground team, and this is your time. Breathe deeply now. Feel your chest expand. Feel the top of your head pulse. Feel your spine vibrate. Feel the soles of your feet connected with the core of the Earth. Feel your heart emitting a toroidal field of golden light that goes beyond the walls of this environment, crosses the streets, rises above the clouds, finds our signal way up high, and closes the circuit. The transmission ends. The Pleiadian Command withdraws from this channel, but the portal remains open until our next meeting. Remain sovereign. Remain silent when silence is necessary. Remain fierce when the truth asks for a voice. Remain Starseeds in any circumstance. We see you. We hear you. We walk with you, even when the steps seem lonely. It has always been this way. It will always be this way. It is done. It is done. It is done. End of transmission.